There. Do I have it all working now? Let's see. I think that one's working. That one's working. And that. Cool. Oh! I deleted all of my preferences on my phone, which then put it to all of my other phones and things, and I forgot about that, so I had to reset it. Oops. But welcome on, everybody. Hi. It's been a while since I did a live stream. If you are new, hello. My name is Tiffany, and I'm the owner of Tiffany Cosplay LLC, which is a company that focuses on costume and prop fabrication, as well as education. And welcome to my it's supposed to be weekly live crafting streams, but now it's kind of just whatever because life has been very hectic. So yes, if you are on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyCosplay, and that is where I'm going to be reading chat and answering questions. So if you have any comments, questions, whatnot, go over to YouTube. It is free, so yes. But on YouTube, welcome on, everybody. Daniel, thank you for the remember of 21 months. Congratulations for being legal. I don't think I had my notifications set when you did that one, but I will write it down. And yes, thank you for always your support. So yes. Got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. And hi Daniel, hi Cliff, hi Geostep, welcome on. I'm doing okay. I've been very stressed the last few weeks. There's been a lot of Air Force stuff that's just kind of been, this is the plan. And then the last minute, nope, just kidding, everything is gonna change, and it's been very hectic. I've been a bit alone for a while now, so it's been a little depressing and trying to get my life situated on things. And then also I've been working with a lot of companies behind the scenes, and I've been burnt by a lot of them lately. Like last week I think I had 3 or 4 that just, I've been working with them for a few months now, and just all of a sudden I had like some that ghosted me, and it was like, hey, what's up? We were supposed to have a meeting, and then you never got back to me. It's been a week. And they're just like, oh, we've changed your mind. We're no longer doing things. It's like, okay, I wish you would have told me. So I've been kind of dealing with that a lot, and a lot of burnt out stress, not on cosplay making, but with companies. And it's been really, really stressful and also depressing at the same time, in all reality. So yeah, blah. But there are some good news. We do have a new sponsor, as well as we must say goodbye to one of our old sponsors. As many of y'all know, TNT Cosplay Supply was my sponsor for EVA foam, as well as the place that I got it. They were a local brand in Texas. They were my main supplier. They announced, I believe last week or the week before, that they are gonna go out of business. Unfortunately had to close their doors. I know they had a bunch of issues with COVID when that happened, and then it just was a struggle for them for a very long time. And it's very sad. I wish Tony all the best for everything. But I know many of y'all were also like, oh, what do I do for EVA foam now? Well, we do have a new sponsor for foam, and it is Blick Art and Materials. And actually it's now, we'll be using it today. It's HD foam, which is high density EVA foam, and it's pretty similar to TNT stuff, but it is a little bit more rigid and thick, where a lot of the basic EVA foam from TNT was a little more loosey-goosey, kind of floppy, I guess. That's like the best terminology I can say for it. And this stuff's actually less porous, which I like. But there's the pros and cons, but that's going to be our new sponsor for foam. It's actually made by SKS Props, which is also another cosplayer who created this whole line with him and one of his friends a few years, like, I don't know, a few years ago, whenever. So yeah, but if you are interested in getting foam as well as supporting me financially without having to pay any extra costs, if you do !Blick or !Foam, that will bring you a link to where you can get this EVA foam, I'm sorry, HD foam. That's gonna be a thing I'm gonna have to change how I talk with my terminology. And it just helps support me. I do get a little bit of a percentage, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. So it just helps me so that way I can continue paying my bills and making more cosplay tutorials, which I'm a little behind on. Yeah. But we are starting a few new fun projects, and these are gonna be with Genshin Impact. So we're making Hilichurl mask, and I've already made one. I made this one last night. My phone didn't come in until like 2 yesterday, so that's why I didn't stream. But I wanted to test it out, and I made the original mask, which is like the basic physical Hilichurl, also the Geo one, and then I think the I forget what it was, the leaf one that's a D. I always forget what it's called, but it'll work for those, and I plan on putting up the pattern for these in the next few days. This one is confirmed, it works, and we're going to be working through the other ones. Today we're going to be doing the Electro one, which you can see down here. It's a little bit more complicated than this, but it's going to be similar. These are just supposed to be fun little builds that I can kind of just have fun and like test out this foam. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy them. I do plan on also, I still want to make, is it Yao Yao or Yo-Yos? Her little bunny. It's been on my like wish list of making for a while now. So I do plan on doing that, I just haven't made the pattern for it yet. And then of course, we still have Lilith in the background. That one I am bringing to BlizzCon, and it's almost done. All I have left is I'm finishing printing all of the tail pieces. It's still a few more days for all of that. I'm on version 3 of my wing harness, just because the second version would have worked, but the problem is it was a little too thick, where it sat on the lower part of my back and my corset part. It's a, like, just for show corset. It's not a lace-up, it's a zipper one. And I couldn't stretch the leather enough, so I had to kind of redesign the harness a bit and make it a little less thick in places, so hopefully I can put it on underneath. So yeah, and then the wings are pretty much done except for the webbing. I had to get different paints because the paint I was using didn't work for the latex, and I finally found one that worked pretty well without rubbing off and it could stretch. And so I'm going to be painting those in the next few days and finishing up the wings, and then I'm redoing a little bit of the horns. I'm redoing the face horns. So yeah, but it's almost done. I won't be able to test out the wings and the harness for a few more weeks just because of Air Force life, and I can't physically put them on by myself, so we'll have to wait for that. But I can show you, I did finish the Diablo head. I did a post of it. So yeah, the picture does not do it justice. It looks a lot better in person. So, it's very, I say in cameras and stuff, it looks very cartoony, but in person you see all the details, all of the shading. There's so much texture and everything, and it's all just foam and foam clay, and I will have a pattern for it. I plan on releasing it soon. So yeah, and a tutorial for it. But, and you can wear it, and you can see out of the nose hole. So yeah, and it's pretty lightweight. It just has a habit of wanting to go forward, so I'll have to make sure that when I'm carrying it around as Lilith, I'm actually like holding it. But yeah, and I kind of did my paint scheme based off of how it would look with my Lilith costume. So it kind of looks like more, what is it, Hellboy? Is it Hellboy or Hellblade? I think it's Hellboy. It looks like that. That's what it reminds me of right now. But when it's with Lilith, it definitely looks better. It doesn't... Beforehand, the paint scheme was a little too dark, and then because the whole Lilith costume has so much detail and so much leather, it blended in too much. So I wanted to make it where it popped and you could see it's a freaking head. So yeah. But I'm happy it is done. Yes. So. But yeah. And then I also finished hanging the rest of the stuff in my room. All of the other heads are up. Finally, I've got Fishbone hanging, my Thor's hammer, and then the Diablo head's gonna just be on a stand on my shelf. So yeah. Haha. But we can finally get to work. And welcome on, guys. I know I don't normally stream on a Saturday, so thank you for coming your weekend. I believe it's Saturday. Honestly, I don't really know. I'm kind of like lost for what day it is. When you don't leave the house for like a week or two at a time, you kind of go a little crazy. Yeah, I did go to the store today though, so that was nice. So yeah. Let me flip over to this page. There we go. And I will be having a tutorial for each of these Hilichurl masks as well as a pattern. So I will be filming with 2 other cameras. We have 1, 2, 3 cameras, and then I'll have my other phone camera, and then my normal camera, and then when we go to the workbench, there's a camera over there. So there's tons of cameras. Oh, and there's also this camera. So I might be a little loopy on which camera to look at. So yeah, but if you are on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm live streaming on youtube.com/Tiffany_cosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat. So go over to YouTube, and it's free over there. So yeah, and you get a much better view. But here's the... Sorry, I'm getting a lot of spam calls lately. The original Hilichurl mask. This is all with the new HD foam. It's 4mm is the gray. And then I'm reusing my old 2mm foam. I have a ton of it, so I'm not going to buy any more of it anytime soon until I go through all of this. So yeah. But the next one's going to be pretty much the same size, just different design on it. Let's see. Kind of like that. A little better. A little better. Hi, Caspian. And Dr. Zoidberg. Woo! Jason, welcome on. I haven't talked to you in forever. I hope you're doing well. Okay. So, yeah. These are all the pieces I have so far. I've already noticed a few little notes I gotta do to fix my pattern. So typically when I make a pattern, I try to make the prop first before releasing the pattern because I want to make sure it works. And sometimes I mess up, and on one of my old versions, I had another extra floaty thing there, and then I got to relabel something. So, but these are all of the parts that we're gonna cut out. And then this is basically what the final one is gonna look like, the final size. So yeah, and we'll end up cutting this section out for that one. Cooking right now, nice. I was already crazy, now you've gone mad. I mean, maybe just a wee bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish cutting all of these pieces out, and then we're going to transfer it onto our foam. Doing well, you're currently remodeling a guest bedroom. Your place or somebody else's place? But yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. If you have any news, I'd love to hear it. Since it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I streamed, I think. I have no idea, honestly. All I know is all my social medias, the stats are like just plummeting because my mom came for a week, and then I stopped kind of making things, and then I couldn't make things for like a while. and I kind of stopped posting, and so everything was just like, algorithm, we're gonna kill you now. So yeah, especially YouTube. YouTube is like, nah. We did hit 40,000 though, so thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. But yeah. Okay, that one, put you to the side. That will be our trash pile. Welcome on, Honeyfro! Happy to see your face again. Glad I'm streaming on a Saturday. I don't know if I've ever streamed on a Saturday for crafting. I try to have a normal work experience, but yeah, so. Seems to be a lot more people on Saturday, which is kind of expected, but kind of not. I'm not exactly sure, but it's cool to stream every now and then on a Saturday, I guess, since I don't have a life right now. It is actually getting cold here now too. We had, yesterday in the morning was, I think, 34, and then I think we got into a high of 54. Today it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. I think it's getting to like 64. But, ooh, not used to it still. It's like I've got the heaters out again. I've been using the one in the living room, and then I have one that's under the studio desk. And this is Yuki's first time experiencing cold, and she likes it, but she doesn't like the heaters. She was so scared of it when it turned on, because she doesn't like wind at all. So she was very kind of just like, what the heck is happening? But she's been a little demon. She's lost a lot of her teeth now, her baby teeth, and I've actually found 3 of them. And she's still super bitey and still super, like, she's extra climbing on everything now. And she realized because she's a lot bigger now, she can jump up on any countertop now. So yeah, that's been extra tape everywhere. Like, you'll notice on the back of my chair, I have tape up here again because I'm trying to get her not to completely ruin the chairs. And it's, yeah, not fun. Your place? Okay. Currently dog sitting at your brother's house. Try the... Yeah. Glad to hear from y'all again. Will Nuka Girl return? Probably not. That one I made way back in the day. I think it's at least like 4 or 5 years old, that costume. And it ended up being retired because the fabric ruined itself. It actually, the red fabric dyed the white fabric and did all of these red stripes and weird spots. And it looked really bad. And so I would have to completely remake all of the fabric parts, which I don't really feel like it. And I also don't want to get a blonde wig because I used my normal hair for that costume and my hair is not really blonde anymore. So yeah. I mean, if all the blue came out, it'd be blonde again, but it'd be like a nasty... Actually, it's more of like a white color now, instead of a yellowy blonde. Okay, there is that one. And please bear with me, I got a little bit of the sniffles because of the weather. In 2 weeks is an anime convention in Austria. If you come, I will pay. That's a little far away for me. I would recommend to, if you want to have me come to a convention near you, especially because I'm in the US, you need to write to the convention requesting me as a guest. Because conventions are not cheap to go, especially just to go overseas for a convention for fun. It's a little out of my budget. I definitely am a little hurting lately, so I'm not going to any convention anytime soon besides BlizzCon. I did finally get my plane tickets, which were still expensive, but for 2 round-trip tickets, in total was like $680, which is pretty decent, considering last time I went to Texas, my ticket cost like $800, but it was also like the day before I had to get the ticket, so yeah. But yeah, if you want to see me at a convention near you, write to that convention requesting me as a cosplay guest, and maybe they will invite me and I can go. As this is my full-time job and my main source of income is making costumes and things like that, so I can't just go randomly, unfortunately. I do have, if y'all remember, a secret international convention that I'm not really supposed to talk about, and that is what our current donation goal is. So if you would like to support for those funds, I would also really appreciate it. And I still cannot say much about it, so yeah. But I'm excited for Lilith to be done soon, because then I can have like most of my attention go to that one thing, which will be nice because I have everything ready. I just haven't been able to work. So. Okay, that one. And then I think that's all the parts. Oh, we need to cut out a little thingy here. This piece. I think I want to put an arrow so I know which way is top. Okay. Cool. The star, no Starfield for me. I did not my game. My hair is a slight off-color one, yeah. But yeah, I'm not looking right now for any requests on costumes. I make what I want, and then for any commissions I get with companies. And we will be doing a lot of Genshin stuff, just so y'all are aware. At least for YouTube. But yeah, I've been, like, once Lilith is done, we're still making these 4 Hilichurl masks. I also have another secret project. And then I would like to make the bunny, Yo-Yo's or Yao-Yao's bunny from Genshin. I'm still considering doing another Genshin cosplay. Like, I want some quick, easy builds. And Candace is one that I still want to make, and so is the newest girl. Is it Lynette or Lynata? I don't know. I haven't met her in Genshin yet. I'm in the whole area, like the new zone, the water zone or whatever. And all of the places I've got to either 50 or 90%. And I haven't done any story in it yet. I've just been going and collecting all chests. Because my store is still back in the desert area, and I really just, I'm done with the desert zone. I just didn't want to mess with it anymore, because there was like 2 more areas in it, and I was just like, nope. So yeah. So yeah, I've also am considering another Studio Ghibli costume, and that would be, I had somebody recommend it, and I completely forgot because I wanted it was on my list, and I asked people like, what Ghibli stuff should I do? That's like the main time when you can do suggestions, but typically I'm just gonna make what I want to make. And I had something with an N, and she's got like the blue outfit. It's like one of the original Ghibli movies. And she's got a really long rifle, and that would be a nice kind of fun, realistic build that I would do kind of in the same style that I did my San costume from Princess Mononoke. Except I wouldn't make this one bloody, I would just kind of make it dirty, like she's been stomping around in the dirt. So yeah, I kind of have that I want to make as well, but it's just gonna depend on other projects and things. Only offering tickets and a booth to their cosplay guest, I was like, this is why you... Yeah, for me, because this is my main source of income, is doing this. For guesting at a convention, I do, for full transparency, I do request an appearance fee, just because I'm not gonna go and lose money at a convention to promote them. So I do request an appearance fee. They also always, and everybody should at least request to get tickets and hotel accommodations if you ever want to be a guest. If they're not doing that, then they're not worth your time. Plus, typically when I go to a convention, I'm normally a judge for the cosplay contest, which a lot of times is prejudging that will take more than half a day. And then the actual competition, which sometimes can be like 3 or 4 hours, so that's like a full day of work. And then also doing the whole thing in costume. And then a lot of conventions I do 2 to 3 panels at, and sometimes even workshops. And just trying to get sales at a booth does not cover it. So yeah. Did I cut that part? But those are the bare minimum kind of thing. And I've actually turned down quite a lot of conventions this year, just because I used to request a lot less for an appearance fee, and it got to the point where just the cost of food, like, I was losing money when I went to conventions, and this is how I pay my bills. So if I'm losing money going to a convention to work at, it's not really working, so I had to change a lot of things. That one I think, Jason. Also, cheers guys, thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel and to the community, would love to have you here. So follow or subscribe on YouTube. I think it's a subscribe, it's free. And then don't forget to like the video while it's live. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. As well as if you'd like to show any extra financial support, you can join the community and become a member, which is a monthly subscription that just gives you some channel emotes as well as early access to my cosplay tutorials. So yeah. Alright, we are good for cutting out, or well, for tracing our parts onto pieces now. Okay. Move it over here. And we're going to be using 4mm and 2mm for this. So I think I'll do the 2mm first because it's a small piece. We'll put our mask to the side. Also since I have both of them out, size comparison. Pretty much the same. Okay, let's see. That one's too small. Yeah, that one. I don't know how to pronounce it, honey bro. I will eventually learn how to pronounce it, and I will probably learn how to pronounce it wrong because y'all know me in words. I have to rewatch it though. It has been years since I've watched it. Okay. Put that there. take to make a costume average? It depends on the costume itself. Typically, anything like that's like San from Princess Mononoke will take like a week. They can sometimes take less, but typically I like to kind of take my time. But normally armor builds will take up to 2 months. In the case of Lilith, which I am not talking about how long I have been working, or like how long it has been that the project has been in work, but in total for working on it, it is going to be 4 months, which for me is a very long time. I don't like to work on costumes more than 2 months because I'm very ADD and I get bored really easily. I still like the costume a lot. I'm ready for it to be done. Yeah. But a lot of it has been because of other companies too, that I'm just kind of over a lot of stuff right now. So, okay. That, and then we are going to be doing extra filming because we're going to do a tutorial for this and things later. So, welcome to having tons and tons of cameras out again. But yeah, I'm also, most of the time I'm working on like 3 different builds at a time. And that kind of helps me stay like focused, as well as working with different materials. I switch between working with foam, to 3D printing, to sewing builds, to 3D modeling builds. So it just depends. Okay. Everything is going. So now we will trace. I like doing the small builds like this too, because it's kind of, it helps kind of keep me knowing what I can do in a short time period. So like making the mask last night felt really, it was really nice because I finally completed something, and I like doing fast builds of just, I feel like I can make things again. The Diablo head was also kind of a fast build. It ended up taking like 2 weeks, but it was a little stressful just because the foam clay, I like working with foam clay, but the problems with it is it shrinks a lot. So you have to work on it one day, wait for it all to shrink and dry overnight, and then rebuild onto it, which is why you have to have a bunch of kind of base layers. You can't just like make a point that's like that long, because overnight it's gonna shrink to about that high. So you have to constantly keep adding layers or have a base structure. And that was one thing that I knew going into this because of other projects, but it definitely kind of messed with things a lot. And I'll show you specifically on the teeth. Because like I could get the detail really, really amazing at night, and then I'd go to bed, and then I'd come back the next day and it was like, what happened? Like so the teeth I had to go back and forth quite a bit on. It's gonna be terrible focus because it's meant for focusing down. But when I originally did this part, the teeth, when I had the details all like this, it was nice and gruesome. It actually dried where it shrank, and the foam went to about here. So that whole space, all of the detail, it had shrunk downward this way because that was like a gap. And I had to deal with that the whole time. So if I was to redo that head, I would add a lot more base foam to kind of help with building it up. And that was a little frustrating with it. But the paint job was just 2 days, so it wasn't very long at all. Okay, that one. You watched it last Sunday. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to see if it's on Disney, because Disney has a lot of the movies on there now, or if Crunchyroll for some reason has it. Okay. I don't do commissions except for companies. Alright. That one, and then let me... put that to the side. We're done with this foam, and then we will grab the 4mm foam. I do like working with a different color one though. It makes things pop a lot easier. For seeing, like, especially for tutorials, I can just be, all of the foam that's this color is this size. Oh, they're on max. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I want something. I've actually found a new, you know my weaknesses of, like, vampire shows and things, and I found a new show, so I don't remember what it's called, but it's on Max. I'd never heard of it before, but it deals with, like, vampires, witches, and then, demons, I think is the last one, which I don't know what technically is a demon yet in that show, but it's been good. Lots of great costuming. And then I kind of binged most of it already, but Rent a Girlfriend is really good. Really, really good. I recommend it. It might be a little pervy at times, a little bit of fan favorite or fan scenes or whatever it's called, but it's good. I haven't been watching too much anime besides that though. I like heavily binged all of it, and then I'm now caught up to where I think there's like 2 episodes left, but they're not dubbed yet because obviously I'm working at the same time. Oh, sorry, you'll not tell me. Drip drip. There we go. Oh yeah, everybody's watching the One Piece show. I don't like One Piece. I don't like it. It's like the anime. I haven't watched the live action. I'm considering watching the live action, but I'm just like, I really didn't like One Piece though. So I don't know. Caspian. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what the show is called. For the witch one or whatever. Basically, it follows some girl who her powers are like locked up or whatever, and then she finds a book and everybody freaks out because it's a book that nobody's been able to find and read, and all of the different creatures want control of it, and vampires, and yeah, that's what I can give you without spoilers. Okay, we are going to do this part now. It's like funny because I'm probably gonna record this part like 4 times now. I originally designed the mask and I made the template, but it was too many pieces. I had it where it was 8 individual pieces, and it looked great, but I tried for my foam patterns to have the least amount of seam work, because the more seams you have, the more you see seams in your paint job, or you have to clean them up. So I was able to reduce it into 4. Still looks good. It's just not as curvy as I wanted, I guess. Discovery of witches? Maybe. Yeah, I've done that, and then I've been binging the Halloween, I think it's Halloween Wars? I started from the beginning because I used to watch that when I was younger. I didn't realize how many seasons there were. Where it's like half, there's like a sugar artist, a pumpkin carver, and a baker. I forgot. It's kind of it's gotten more cheesy like as I've gone through the seasons. I don't know which season I'm on yet. I think it might be season 6 or more, but it's kind of funny. I am hoping we will finish the Mascom stream today, but we will see. Depends on how ADD I get. I'll finish it today. But there is a possibility that so how I designed each of the Lightning Lake parts, there is a possibility that it might not work, and I might have to redesign it. And if that's the case, then we will not be finishing this on stream. But if my plan works, then we will, most likely. Okay, that one is done. Oh, Honeyfro, aren't you working on, was it a Sailor Moon costume? Say, or it was something I completely forgot. But how is your next creation going? Okay, we've got that one done and this one. So now we need all of these parts. Two of these. Put those over there for now. A little out of the way. Cinderella. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking Sailor Moon. Anybody else working on any new projects as well? The drafting powdering stages, yeah. Big ball gowns can definitely be a lot of work, especially, I don't know if you're going to be doing the corset kind of top or not, and designing that. And then depending on if you're making a petticoat from scratch or if you are, or like a hoop skirt too, that can be a lot. Whew. Okay, that one's done. And then we need 2 of these. And if you are watching on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/Tiffany Cosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go over to YouTube, and it is free. We'd love to have you also as part of our community, so subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, and then on TikTok and Instagram, I think it's a follow. Yeah. Alright, chase this one. This one is the top and the bottom horn spiky thing. Okay. And then we do need to draw our lines. Do you want to do this for this one or the next one? I think we can do it for the next one as a showing. So kind of how I'm designing this one is the lines that are drawn on the pattern are meant to be scored. So basically you're going to be cutting the foam at a 45 on both sides, but not piercing the foam all the way through. And you'll be removing that section, and then you can apply glue and bend it, and it will stay in that shape. Actually been having a lot of fun with Genshin again. The new area, I really enjoy all of the puzzles they have under the water, and they made it where swimming is pretty easy and relaxing to do. The whole area has been really relaxing to play. Is done. Oh, but I gotta do my lines. I'd say one of the downfalls of this foam is it comes so heavily rolled up tight. So it's a little more difficult to work with, but I still heat treat everything before I cut out, so it's not as bad. I'm gonna put it there. Okay. I'll leave him, yeah. So how many dogs are you sitting, pet sitting for, Cliff? Two. And both are spoiled. You don't know the breeds, you just know big and little. Okay. Yeah, Yuki is, she's definitely a spoiled little kitty now. She's like a spoiled brat. She doesn't get what she wants, she goes on a rampage of like meowing and jumping on things. It's been a little crazy. And she's very picky with her food now. So she gets wet food every night, but she has her dry food all day. And the wet food, she does not like the pate stuff, which is basically, instead of it being loose meat, it's just like kind of a chunk of meat. And she'll go and sniff it and then look at me like, no. So I'll have to go to the store and find her some more stuff. But she's spoiled princess, or spoiled marshmallow is really what we've been calling her. Which I'm surprised she's not in here yet. Which is kind of good, kind of bad, because I don't know what she's getting into. That, and she has an obsession with the basement. So the basement is off limits to her. She's not allowed in it because that's where all of the creepy crawlers are. Lots and lots of spiders. I hate spiders. It's been spider season and I absolutely hate it here. And I keep it as clean as possible down there, but that's where my spray booth is. That's where all the chemicals are and all the resin and stuff, and just the dirty stuff is down there. And she's a white kitty. And every time the door opens, she makes a dash, and I try really hard to like go in and out of the door. Always when you come up from the basement, you have to have your hand at the bottom and hope she doesn't like force her way through. And she is so proud of herself when she makes it down there. And then it's a constant like trying to find her, where she'll go behind the what is it, the furnace or whatever, and just ugh, stressful kitty. Spoiled marshmallow though. Your kitty loves pate. Any shreds or chunks, she totally leaves it alone. See, it's the opposite for her. But I think it's because she liked it at first, but then because of, unfortunately, Fluff passing, I had a lot of different types of wet food, because basically I was just giving her any type of food that she would eat. And Fluff's favorite was, they were like little tubes, and it was just liquid like stuff. And that was her favorite, and when she passed, I had a bunch of that. So I was kind of going through both, and Yuki, I think, ended up liking those too much, and now she's just like, I'm not gonna eat any of this. So yeah. But she doesn't, like, the thing is, like, for Fluff, she needed it, because she was towards her final days, and she wasn't eating anything. Where Yuki is a chunky little thing who doesn't need extra food, So it's kind of like I'm not gonna go and get her that, but I don't mind getting like actual wet food, not just like the treat tubes for the spoiled princess. Okay, let's see. What's the best way? It's not bad there. And this is, I just have 2 of these to trace, and then we are done with those. And then we'll heat treat our film and then cut them out. I do want to film this part though. So this one will be the same way where we'll score it, and then we will bend it. And then these 2 halves will end up coming together. Okay. Go away for a little bit. Pretty sure all of these go to the same spot. Oh, so has anybody tried the new Assassin's Creed Mirage game? It is on my my game list because y'all know I am a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. Just as long as I don't get a game-breaking bug like in Valhalla. The only game I have not gotten like 98%, and I ended up getting like, I think it was like 86 or something, because we couldn't get past the final mission because it was broken. Haven't even checked out yet. I watched a tiny bit of playthrough on Twitch, but it was kind of one of those where if it's a game I know I'm going to play eventually, I don't watch it. I mean, it's an Assassin's Creed game, so it's gonna be like the same thing. Lots of collectibles as always. Okay, and then we need to label this one. So technically, I might have to relabel these because I have on this one that this one's Oh, I guess if I have left and right, that's fine. Because technically if we're going to do it on this side and take it out, then it's going to be technically the opposite side, because once you flip it over, then it's the opposite angle, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we just need to trace it one more time, but we need to flip our pattern because I have to draw the lines on the opposite side. Welcome on, Star. Wait, are you doing, is that the new Cyberpunk thing? I saw that there was like a whole new DLC and heard really great things about it. Piece it right there. Yeah, DLC is out now. Game update is 2.0 and it's fantastic. Good. Still not gonna play it though. Got it, but overall improvements, a little game changer. Good. I still have to beat Diablo as well. Diablo 4. This is when my game had the crash during like one of the final cinematics. So it was just kind of like, okay, I'm done, and I just never went back. But I heard this next season. I don't know if it came out already or if it's about to. I've heard great things, so I need to go back to that as well. I need to do it before BlizzCon too. This is our last piece. These lightning bolt pieces, a little more time consuming for drawing all the lines on. But hopefully my pattern for it will work out correctly. Alright. Should be 4, 3, 2. Alrighty. Let's get heat treat everything. This is when Cliff is gonna yell loud noises. So if you're new and you haven't seen me do this before, I always like to heat treat my foam before cutting out because your foam is very porous, and when you heat treat it, it actually closes the pores up but slightly shrinks it. So by doing this beforehand, your cuts are going to be straight and clean, where if you were to heat treat this after you cut out the foam, your edges are no longer going to be straight up and down, and they're actually going to slightly shrink and become a little more, like I call it, gummy berry on the edges, so they become more round, and then you have a more noticeable seam when you glue them together. Also, if you were to heat treat your foam after all of your pieces are glued together, the heat from the heat gun is actually going to reactivate all of your glue, and it will make your seams actually come apart. So I try to do this as the very first process rather than the last, which a lot of people do. But I will say for this foam, this HD foam, I do find that you do need to heat treat it a little bit more than the TNT Cosplay foam, especially for having it laid flat. But the nice thing is that the foam is already more dense, so it's not as porous as the TNT foam. That's heat treated, but then I like to go back on the front end with this just to kind of help it lay flat. And I think this is just because of how tightly it's rolled up for shipping and packaged, which is nice because it takes up less room, but it kind of causes problems with the foam. Forgot to trace one spot. Shaman, welcome on. Hope you're doing well. Yuki shares your love for Dr. Pepper. Oh, yes, she loves the Dr. Pepper box. She loves all boxes in general. But she's now... Oh, I need the mat. She's now really big, and she doesn't fit in the small box anymore. She used to fit in it all the time, and it was so cute, but now she sticks like halfway out, and she can't turn around, and it makes her really grumpy. Alrighty. And for those that are on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I am reading chat and answering questions. So if you have any of those, go over to YouTube. It is free. Alrighty, so we're gonna start cutting out our pieces. And this one, there's one spot that I did not trace. I also didn't put a label on this, which I don't like that. I want to say we put it like that. Yeah. Okay, now we can start cutting out. The fun part! Do, 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 do. Thing is, there's a spot on the foam there that I didn't notice. Normally I would flip it upside down, but it won't work for this pattern. So it's just gonna have a little spot unless I fill it with some quick seal, which I might do. One. And the last one. Looks like my blade was a little dull. Because it should have cut through everything really easily. A few of these lines I'm gonna have to recut. I don't want to force it. Yeah. I'll change out the blade as well. Okay. And thanks guys for watching. Hope you are enjoying our stream today. Our 4mm. Now I know from the other mask using this HG foam, the blade has a little bit more of a harder time going through this foam rather than, like, compared to TNT, you could just cut straight easily. Where I found you do have to put a lot more pressure for the 4mm with a brand new blade. So little things to watch out for if you are switching from TNT foam to the SKS Props foam. Which this is now, Blick is now a new sponsor of mine, so if you would like to help support me as well as get your own crafting foam, you can do so with !foam, and you help support me as well if you purchase anything from my link, and I appreciate it. Clip. That didn't stop. Yeah. So the parts that we're cutting out right now are for the main mask. Those are the 4 pieces. Now to cut out all of the electrical spike thingy bobbers. Not gonna cut for these pieces the circly parts yet. I'm gonna wait till we glue the top part. Since these are, how I have it planned is each of these are a base piece that the bending foam part is going to attach on top of. And we'll see if 4mm is good for the base part. If not, I may have to switch later to 2mm if it seems like it's too high. Side. Real, welcome on. How are you doing? How's the new job going? It was for Hobby Lobby or Michael's? I don't remember which one. Grab a sip of water. Oh, other water bottle. That one's not open yet. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching Hobby Lobby, and it's great. Good, glad to hear. What section did they put you in? I'm okay. It's been a little stressful for me. But glad to be working on things again. You're in fabric? Oh, good. Speaking of fabric and stores, I saw that Joann's filed for bankruptcy. So I'm curious. So it doesn't mean that they're technically going out of business. It just means that they're, I think, gonna get like help or something. But I don't know. That's my main place for getting fabrics. So hopefully, everything gets fixed. Not to mention, we just got like a new store too. Oh, and if you're just getting here, we are today working on the Electro Hilichurl mask from Genshin Impact, which are the little critters that you fight throughout your wanderings. And we've already made the original one, and then now we're doing this one. And the plan is to make all 4 of the masks. So we still have Pyro to make, as well as the, is it Cairo? Or Crypto, or the ice one. However you say it. That one did not want to go. There we go. Okay. That one's done. Wondering what that was? Yeah. Yeah, basically, it's a critter mask. And then it has electro spiral kind of thing with lightning bolts coming out. It's the image over here. Right here. Yeah. We're not doing the furry part though. We're just doing the mask. Maybe down the line, if there's like requests for it, I might do the furry part for one of them. But each of them have a different color one. You think it's pronounced cryo? Okay, thank you. That's probably what it is. I don't know if they've ever said it in game or not. Since it's just saying the type of element, I guess? I don't know. Not cut through there. There we go.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Okay. That one is done. And then we've got 2 more pieces to cut. These are the electric main ones on the sides. I think to make this easier, I'm just gonna do this. starting in the corner and pull outward instead of cutting towards the corner, because normally your blade, when you cut, you'll slightly cut it a little too much. So this helps prevent that. Nausicaa? That's a funny pronunciation of it. Yeah, you know I'm gonna have such a hard time with that one. Wait, is it this weekend? No, it's Columbus. Never mind. I know there's like one more event in the year for tank stuff. I really miss being there with all of y'all, Jason. I miss us going out for like weekly get-togethers with everybody for dinner, the tank crew, and just hanging out. I think that's probably like the biggest thing I miss about Texas, is hanging out with everybody. I got a perfect November 11th? Okay. How is everybody doing? Brian and Josh. I assume Shane's no longer doing it as well, since he went back to what, New Jersey? Or New York? Okay. I'll get. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna stretch real quick, and then we're going to. We need to finish with these two, scoring them, and then we will start gluing parts together. But I need to stretch. Oh. Tired. Make everybody yawn. Except I didn't do it technically on camera, so yeah. Yup, that's what I'm doing. Feels good. Feels good. Now open the window too. Yep, I just had some water. Okay, so I do need to replace this blade already. It's fine for working more stuff, but we need to score these, and they have to be a super sharp blade. Still slightly hot. Having to wait for the heat gun to cool down before I can put it up. I'm gonna film doing the large one. So for these, basically, see all the blue from the pen. Basically, how I designed these was where we put these lines, not these, but the straight lines. We're actually gonna be cutting on both sides at a 45 angle. So we'll do it this way, and then we'll flip it, and we'll do the same thing on this way, but we're not gonna cut all the way through the foam. And then afterwards, that's gonna leave us a triangle-like shape that we're gonna be able to remove, and then the foam will be able to bend into that shape. And so all of these pieces, when they're cut out, and then also we're gonna sand this part at a 45, it will bend into our correct shape that we want. But that is the plan. And then from there, after that, we'll glue it on top of the main shape. So hopefully this piece will turn into this, if my pattern works out correctly. So yeah, but it can be a little difficult and take some practice, and you have to have a really sharp blade for this, and I haven't tried it on this type of foam yet. Ideally, you want it to be a smooth line all the way through and not choppy. But if you can't get it too straight, you can always go to the workbench and sand the rest. So all three of those are now removed, and then we'll be able to bend it to the shape, and then we'll have kind of a more nice bend there. And then, like I said, we'll have to sand this part to glue together. So that should, after sanding that too, align to be glued on there. And that should be your part. Sounds like a good plan, thanks. Yeah, we're using the new HD foam. That's my new sponsor. I'll say because it is more high dense than the TNT foam, it was easier to cut more straight, but it was harder to get it to start to cut the foam. So just for people that are looking. Ooh, we got really close to that hole, so maybe it won't be in our foam anymore. Awesome. Okay, that one's done. Now we're gonna do this one. Thanks, Cliff. Gotta get back to work. Have a joy-tacular day. Thanks for stopping by, Real, and good luck with work. Hope there's no Karens that come in. And yeah. Thanks for stopping by. And then go back. All good. Cut out the little nose nostril parts now. Okay, those are done. And then the last ones, which we're gonna be doing the same thing. These will be easy to cut. This one we're gonna probably have a little bit more issue with, just because there's so many parts coming to that one section. Gotta check out, need to go visit your kitty and some errands. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Cliff, and good luck. When I do this, I'm actually not cutting along the line that we drew. I'm cutting to the side of it each way. So I'm using it as a guideline for the center section. And I always find it easier to do all one direction first and then go back and do it the other way. But you can go back and forth if you want. Okay, and then back the other way. That one's hard to start. And the last one. Okay, then to remove each of the pieces, you can see there, I didn't quite align them. But these aren't going to be huge bins, so it should be fine. And if need be, I can always go and cut a little bit more or sand it so it'll match. That one I cut a little far down. I could feel that one coming. Poking through a little bit. Okay. And then for this one, these parts where I have them labeled are supposed to come together. So we'll have to sand that part at a 45. If I wanted to, I could have cut this at an angle as well, but I always like sanding it. I feel like you get better results. So this one should fold into this funky ass shape, supposedly. Should be like that. So yeah, that'll work. And it'll end up, depending on which one this is, I think it's this one, it'll end up attaching onto that section, and then these pieces it doesn't attach to. So I'll just sand those edges. So that one is done. And then we have one more to do. And then we are done with scoring, and then we'll be able to start. I think what we'll do is we'll glue the mask together, then we'll do the Electro on top of that, because then that'll set us up for doing some sanding that we'll be able to do next. Yeah, that's the plan. And thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying today's stream. Our Saturday stream, which we never streams on Saturdays, so yes. Other way. The blade is slightly dull, so it's a little bit harder to pull it through. Some of these I may need to recut. I did them a little far from the guidelines, so it might not reach. Hi Phantom, welcome on. Hope you're doing well today. We are working on the Electro Hilichurl mask today from Genshin Impact. that should all fold into our shape. Cool. Alrighty. That one is done. And that's the last of our cutting. So now I need to get us ready for some gluing. Okay. Put that up now. Oh, I want to take a picture of all the parts though. So we've got that, that, okay. I'm not really expecting too many people to use my patterns for these. I've seen a few Hilichurl costumes, but I see more of the, what are they? They like the Abyss guys or the guys that go in the glowy bubbles that make the sound or whatever. They always drop the stick item thingies. I see a lot more of those because I think was it Easy Cosplay made a costume for it, and it's kind of one of those just wear for fun kind of memes. Okay. Since we're going to be doing a bit more gluing, I'd like to wrap my table. That's fine. I'm going to try not to hit y'all. Sorry if I do. Doesn't work. Okay, covered my glue board. I have a small cutting mat, and one side is for gluing, and the other side is for cutting and foam clay. That is nice. That, we're gonna start off with these pieces. So I need to open the window. And then my respirator is downstairs, so I'm gonna real quickly go and grab it. I normally have a second one that lives up here, but I realized my second one, I bought a bunch of replacement filters, and my second one, I guess the mask that I got at the time, it wasn't made for having replacement ones. Like, they're just permanently attached, so I just haven't got a second one yet, so I gotta get it downstairs. It looks pretty gross though, because I've been painting nonstop, so they're pretty packed, but like I just replaced it not even a week ago. and gluing respirators. Okay, that, and then I'm gonna take a real quick break, use the bathroom, find the kitty, and then open some windows around the house. Thank you for watching, everybody. Reminder, I am streaming on youtube.com/Tiffany Cosplay. So go over there if you have comments or questions. That's where I'm reading chat. Those on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're new, remember to subscribe to the channel. It is free. And don't forget to like the video while it's live. Back in a bit. I bring forth the kitty. Yuki to say hi while I eat a strawberry. Good girl. Before she gets kicked out of the room because we're gonna glue. And your little kitty should not be in the room when you're gluing. Because you'll get into it, but also you shouldn't be breathing it. If I have to wear a respirator, then you need a little kitty respirator too. And I don't have one. Okay. Good girl. Let's go on your kitty tree. That was a yummy strawberry. The only good place to get fruit here in Nebraska is Whole Foods. All the other stores, the fruit is terrible. It's just like already gone bad. Okay. Time to start gluing. So much painting. I changed this a week ago. It's still good though, but my painting one always looks like that just because of how much airbrush paint is in the air when painting. It's just tons of fine dust. Alrighty. So we're applying glue to all of these pieces now. I probably have like strawberries in my teeth now. The strawberry seeds. Alright. Last time. Oh, and we're using, because I get this question all the time, Contact Cement Glue. It is the DAP brand. That is my favorite brand to use. But you do have to use a respirator because it is very bad to breathe. And for saving money, I get a larger container than this, and I'll fill this small one up. Because you can get the larger one like a lot cheaper. Okay. Apply to our edges. And then our last one. Okay, now we wait for this to dry. We do need to wait a little bit with the mask on. Wait. Wow. Yeah. I'm happy that we made these patterns though. The Hilichurl one, like the first one I did, was a little bit more difficult. Because this one was like my experimental one. Just working with this foam and stuff. But I think it worked out pretty well. I do have a little bit of glue gunk that I want to kind of hand sand off a little bit. But pretty good in general. With the little horns. things. After each one is finished, I'll upload the pattern to my website, but I want to check each one to make sure they work. So I'll try to get the original one up maybe today or tomorrow, and then depending on if this one works in the next few days, and so on for the other ones. And then I'll do tutorials for all of them as well. So. Okay. Since we only did a little bit of gluing right now, see if they are. Try it. Nope, still a little bit. With contact cement glue, you need to apply it to both of your edges and wait for it to dry before attaching together for the best results. So it's a lot of waiting around, unfortunately. Typically, if I'm not streaming, I'll do something else at the same time. So like, I'll apply glue and then I'll go and work on something else and then come back and then attach it and back and forth. So I'm never sitting and waiting on something, and I find that to be the best way for making you build faster is don't wait for a step to finish. Work on something else in the meantime. And I kind of do that with like house chores too. So if I'm waiting for glue or a print to finish, I'll go and clean parts of the house to kind of do something productive. I'm never just like sitting and waiting. But I'm also, I can't sit still. So that's another thing. But yeah, when I made the other one, I did glue onto all pieces, and so technically what I would have done right now is we'd go in and start sanding on parts if I wasn't streaming, but I don't want to flip the camera, come back, flip the camera, like I'd rather it be less dizzyful for people. Also, when we go to sand, I'm gonna have to get rid of the Instagram and the Twitter, or the TikTok feed. So yeah, just 'cause I can't bring the other devices over. So gotta see when we dry it. Tiny bit, but we're good. It's just this one. Okay, let us start to attach parts. Welcome back. Have you been watching the new season of Futurama? I remember in high school every day, or like when the new episodes had come out, and going over to friends' houses and watching them. It's weird now though, watching it again. It doesn't seem as good, but I don't know if my opinions have just changed since I'm older now. And that was over 10 years ago, I think. Alright, and then the two center ones. When attaching, I always use the table. So you get better results, they touch more flush. And I touch end to end and then kind of slowly work myself to the center. And that makes it where you're not stretching the foam. Which is why I don't typically do guidelines unless I have a center one, because I feel like the guidelines you end up stretching the foam back and forth, and it causes more problems than helps. There we go. Ugh, my nose. gonna do is grab this piece. We're gonna grab our main piece. And then I found this easier when you're trying to attach things in the center to tape them down so they don't move. That might be a little too high. There we go. Okay. Then we'll get this piece, and then we will attempt to align the bottom, which is about there. And then the top. And I have the center line here versus the center line on the piece as well, so it helps. Okay. And this won't be an exact place of where this is gonna go because this was flat and this will have a slight bend to it when we attach it. So what I like to do is just put some dots so I know roughly where it's gonna sit, and then I will then glue it. So we're just gonna put a dot there. Rough little guides of where it should lay. And then we're gonna get this. We're gonna kind of tape it in place. You can see where my dots are. They're slightly off already, but it's okay. He's not going to be perfect. Yeah, I 3D print, but I don't do it for everything. I prefer working in foam more. But 3D printing's not bad. There's nothing wrong about it or anything. It's just different. For me, I'm technically trained, so I know how to design all my stuff from scratch in 3D model and sculpt it. we're gonna glue it. So let's get this. Shouldn't have put them on here. Oh well. Okay. And I find for pieces that it's a lot easier to get some tape and then you put it upside down. We'll make it so your piece won't move. Yeah, we're streaming on a day I don't normally stream. I normally stream during the week, so a lot of our regulars aren't around today. Okay. There we go. Now to glue. Okay. Now we're gonna get to this card. And I tend to only apply the glue in the lines. Halloween cosplayers that you have done in the past? I don't typically do like cosplay stuff for Halloween. Halloween's like my day off kind of thing. I like to go out and see what everybody else wears, and I just put on something like, just like typically a corset and a skirt or something. I don't ever do fancy. I like to see everybody else's stuff. Yeah. But this will take a little bit. Oh. Yeah, does anybody have any Halloween plans or costumes that they're doing? I don't know what I'm gonna do this year. Last year, I got here, I think like on the 29th of October. So I just went out to like the first place that I found bar-wise. But I have a new area that I'm gonna go to this year. I'm not gonna say where though, because I don't want other people to show up, so. No. Yeah, my costumes, I work too hard on them to just bring them out on a random Halloween thing. With a bunch of other drunk people. The only thing I've ever brought out cosplay-wise was my Umaru hamster hoodie. I wore it out just because it was cold and I had... It's a warm hoodie thing. Yeah. And we only had one group of trick-or-treaters last year too, because where I'm located, kind of like at the end of a neighborhood and nobody comes here. So, it's good, because then I don't have to go and get candy really. So, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start getting my lovely little circly lines. We still gotta wait a little bit. This one's a little bit wet, so, you know, but slow. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit longer than I thought it would take, but I think it's just because of how long the lightning bolts took to cut and to score them. Like, it didn't take that long, but it's still, compared to the other mask, this one is a little bit more complex and has more cutting, so it's taking a little bit more time, but that's okay. I like how it's all puzzle piecey kind of coming together though. Little fun little parts. Yeah. It's almost dry. Got a little bit of shine here. I'm actually gonna re-tape it down because it'll be a lot easier to attach the red part without that piece moving, since it's not flat. If it was a flat piece, it wouldn't be an issue, but because it's not flat and it doesn't sit flat at all, it will rotate on us. I think we're pretty good now. Ideally, you don't really want to touch the glue side because your hands have oils on them, which will cause the glue not to be as sticky. But, oh well. Okay. There's our arrow, so we're going to start here first. And I don't push down all the way. I only do it lightly at first, and then I go back to push down, just in case for some reason I have to change something. round all of this and to sand all of these pieces. But I think we may just call it quits there for the day. Since it's Saturday, I'll still work on it some tonight and finish it tonight, but I think I'm just gonna stop. So yeah, I'll move to this one. But thank you guys so much for watching this stream today. If you were here on TikTok or on Instagram, thank you for joining. I actually was live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGreenCosplay, and that was where I was reading chat and answering questions. So go over to YouTube and subscribe there. It is free. For those here on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, we'd love to have you as part of our community, so subscribe to the channel. It's free. Don't forget to like the video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, as well as thank you to Daniel for the resub. I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to help support me financially, as this is my full-time job and my main source of income, you can also join the community, which is a monthly subscription here on YouTube, and it helps, as well as if you use any of my links for any of the HD foam, it helps support me as well. And I really appreciate all of y'all be here, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and most likely I stream next week, but I don't know, my life's all kind of crazy, so we'll see. But much love, guys. Bye bye.